I want to bring in Travis Weber, Vice President of Policy and Government Affairs at the Family Research Council, to highlight some of the pro-life initiatives or actions that the Trump administration has taken in the first week. Travis, welcome to Washington Watch. I just got a few minutes left, but I wanted you to just kind of inform our viewers and listeners of the very positive pro-life initiatives and actions taken during the first week.
Yeah, so Tony, I think top of mind, the executive order announcing that it'll be a policy of this administration for federal dollars to comply with the Hyde Amendment, so to ensure that tax dollars are not being used to fund abortions. With all the challenges of our nation and the challenges that families are facing, should be a no-brainer. The tax dollars, the hard-earned tax dollars of the American people should not be funding abortions. The Mexico City policy, which Senator Lee and yourself were just discussing, also prohibits U.S. tax dollars from being used to fund abortions or abortion-promoting organizations overseas. And Senator Lee was also referencing the bill that it would be great to see passed into law that would codify that as a policy of the United States legislatively. But we're glad that President Trump has reissued the strong Mexico City policy along with the Hyde Amendment executive order. This dovetails with what he announced on the foreign aid review, because Tony, as you know, we've been raising concerns about the use of foreign aid programs to push abortion, including the PEPFAR program, which has spent $100 billion since 2003 and was recently found to have funded 4 abortions in Mozambique. When Chris Smith saw that, Congressman Chris Smith put out a release saying, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We need to get to the bottom of this. And I believe President Trump and his administration will be trying to do that as well, as they announced the 90-day freeze on foreign aid and have issued memos requiring review of where U.S. dollars are being used to fund abortions or gender ideology overseas. So ideally, this will clean up everything the United States has been shamefully pushing around the world and give us a clean slate for the U.S. to actually correct some of the black mark that's been on our image globally. So on the life issue, Tony, these two very key announcements. Obviously, the FACE Act. The approach to the FACE Act prosecutions that he will take, the president will take, and the other statements they've issued, including the speech of the March for Life and the pardons of the pro-lifers who were prosecuted. All good announcements on the life issue. Obviously, in addition, we're seeing some movement, positive movement on the gender issue. But Tony, we'll continue keeping an eye on what's happening through the administration, especially as the implementation of this cleanup process of the foreign aid review. We want to make sure that that's cleaned up of anti-family provisions to hopefully be used for pro-family provisions, both at home and around the world.
I would just add on the gender issue that you mentioned, in the definition of gender, there was a recognition that conception is the point in which these things are determined. That's where the personhood, the identity, the gender is determined in the executive order. So that is also a strong pro-life statement. Travis, very quickly, is there a place yet? I know we're writing some things as the Washington Stand. Have they put out something on their life positions yet?
Yeah, so I know news articles continue to come out on the Washington Stand on this topic, but Tony, I think we'll continue to refine and have resources for our followers as we track the Trump administration's executive orders, because certainly we're going to be looking at a lot more to come here.
Okay. Travis Weber, thanks for joining us.